We were joking around one time. I remember saying something about, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a spaceship? And lo and behold, he built one.
In the world of science, there are moments when a scientist makes a discovery that shakes things up. But there occasionally emerges a discovery so profound that it seemingly swallows its creator whole, leaving them in a mysterious void. Such is the case of Ettore Majorana. He delved into the realm of particle physics, proposing a particle that was its antiparticle, a notion that revolutionized the field. However, after presenting his findings at a conference in 1938, Majorana disappeared without a trace. His sudden vanishing act left the scientific community baffled and intrigued. Did Majorana's revolutionary discovery hold secrets that led to his disappearance, or did personal reasons pull him away from the spotlight? Let's embark on a journey to uncover the intriguing stories of these scientists who disappear into the unknown after changing the game with their discoveries. Number 1. Ettore Majorana. In the year 1906, Italy witnessed the birth of one of its most gifted physicists, Ettore Majorana. Immersed in the intellectual environment of 1930s Rome alongside experts like Enrico Fermi, Majorana's scientific journey was both notable and enigmatic. Fermi, renowned for constructing the first nuclear reactor in 1938, was among Majorana's contemporaries. Majorana's early research contributed significantly to the development of radio frequency spectroscopy. But that's not all. His academic publications delved into the complex realms of relativistic theory and the mass spectrum of elementary particles, showcasing a profound engagement with intense scientific inquiry. Majorana's groundbreaking discovery of the neutron, a key particle in physics, was a significant moment in science. Surprisingly, he didn't publish his findings, unlike James Chadwick, who won a Nobel Prize that same year for his work on the neutron. Despite being incredibly brilliant, Majorana consistently avoided taking credit for his work, feeling that physics was too ordinary. His final academic paper in 1937 delved into the symmetrical theory of electrons and positrons. Early in his career, he explored antiparticles and the enigmatic realm of dark matter, aiming to unravel the universe's hidden mass. The mystery surrounding Majorana peaked in 1938 when he withdrew all his money, traveled to Palermo from Naples, and bought a return ticket, but never boarded the ship, disappearing without a trace. On that day, he sent a troubling note to his friend Antonio Gelli at the Naples Physics Institute, hinting at a tough decision he had made and asking for forgiveness for what was to come. For decades, Majorana's disappearance remained an unsolved enigma until the case was reopened in 2011. In 2015, the Rome Attorney's Office suggested Majorana might have been alive until at least 1959, residing in Venezuela, officially closing the case. The prevailing theory is that Majorana's groundbreaking research in theoretical physics uncovered something so disconcerting that he chose to vanish deliberately. Speculations point towards a revelation related to atomic weapons, suggesting that whatever he discovered held a big significance that Majorana was determined to keep hidden. If that is not intriguing enough, how about this one? Number 2. Granger Taylor. In November 1980, a fascinating yet mysterious event unfolded when Granger Taylor, a 32-year-old Canadian, seemingly vanished into thin air. His departure was accompanied by a note to his parents, expressing his intent to embark on a journey aboard a spaceship. Taylor's decision stemmed from recurring dreams, wherein extraterrestrial beings invited him to join them on a 42-month interstellar voyage through the vast expanses of space.
He said they had talked to him and invited him to come and meet with.
His disappearance remains a compelling story. Was Taylor truly chosen by an intergalactic race to depart Earth, or was this a result of his misunderstood brilliance, possibly leading to a self-imposed isolation? Described by his family and friends as a genius, Taylor possessed an uncanny knack for machinery. His skills extended to rebuilding a World War II plane and restoring an abandoned train found in the forests of Vancouver Island, where he resided. Intriguingly, His fascination with aliens led him to construct a makeshift spaceship from discarded materials at the local dump. 6 years after his disappearance, forestry workers stumbled upon Taylor's abandoned vehicle in the woods, bearing the unmistakable signs of an explosion that had torn it apart. Among the debris were fragments of human bone and shreds of clothing, yet a complete body was never recovered. Law enforcement concluded that Taylor likely perished in a blast triggered by dynamite. However, the absence of a full body leaves the circumstances shrouded in uncertainty. Perhaps Taylor did embark on an irreversible journey to the outer reaches of space, a hypothesis impossible to confirm without conclusive evidence. The enigmatic tale of Granger Taylor remains a subject of intrigue, prompting speculation about the nature of his departure. Did he truly connect with otherworldly beings, or was his fate a tragic consequence of his inventive mind? Number 3. Pang Jamu. Pang Jamu, a Chinese scientist with an insatiable curiosity for the natural world and ancient history, embarked on a captivating journey that led him to become one of China's esteemed researchers. He began his scientific pursuits at the Central University of China, delving deep into the mysteries of biology. In 1956, leading an expedition into the remote Xinjiang province in northern China, Pang and his team were among the earliest explorers to venture into the harsh, untamed landscapes. Their focus? The enigmatic Lop Desert, a place steeped in ancient Silk Road history, yet shrouded in mystery. Once home to the ever-shifting Wandering Lake, known as Lop Nor, this region boasted oases and villages, but over time, the lake drifted away, leaving behind a desolate, history-rich expanse. Pang's groundbreaking discoveries in this barren, yet historically rich desert earned him a prestigious position as vice president of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. However, tragedy struck soon after his promotion. While studying the Lop Desert's ancient terrain and navigating its challenging landscapes in 1980, Pang went missing, wandering off alone into the vast, sandy emptiness. Today, the Lop Desert remains a treasure trove of archaeological wonders, harboring preserved tombs and cemeteries dating back to the Bronze Age. Mummies lie buried in the sand, and among these relics of antiquity, it's believed that Pang Jamu himself might be slowly turning into a natural mummy, lost in the unforgiving sands of time. The intrigue doesn't end here. Number 4. Daniel Robinson. The mysterious disappearance of scientist Daniel Robinson continues to baffle authorities, friends, and family. Since June 23, 2021, when the 24-year-old geologist abruptly left his research site in the Arizona desert, speculation has surrounded the circumstances of his vanishing. Despite the fears that he may have met an untimely end, the truth remains elusive, leaving a void of uncertainty in the ongoing investigation. A promising graduate of 2019, Daniel Robinson had relocated to Phoenix to pursue his career in geology. However, on that fateful June day, he left his work site without informing anyone of his intentions. What prompted his sudden departure remains unknown. Did he uncover something in the desert? Encounter a frightening revelation? Or was it a simple desire for a break and a drive? A month later, Robinson's Jeep was discovered overturned in a ravine. Curiously, the airbags were deployed, suggesting a crash, but his personal belongings, including his wallet, cell phone, and keys, were found inside. The circumstances of the crash raise questions, as the vast, traffic-free desert offered ample space to drive without incident. Yet, Robinson somehow ended up in a ravine with no apparent signs of injury or blood at the site. Adding to the mystery, a human skull was discovered near the abandoned vehicle, but DNA testing ruled out any connection to Daniel Robinson. Despite extensive efforts by the Buckeye Police Department, which covered over 70 square miles using cadaver dogs and helicopters, no trace of Robinson has been found. In November 2021, a second set of human remains yielded negative DNA results, intensifying the enigma surrounding his disappearance. Currently, Daniel Robinson's whereabouts remain unknown, leaving family, friends, and authorities grappling with the unanswered questions surrounding this perplexing case. Number 5. Vladimir Alexandrov. In the 1980s, Soviet scientist Vladimir Alexandrov vanished without a trace, leaving behind a puzzling mystery. His disappearance, following 3 days of heavy drinking in Spain, raised eyebrows, especially considering his pivotal role as the mastermind behind the mathematical model for nuclear winter theory. Vladimir's expertise spanned computer science, gas dynamics, plasma mechanics, and computational physics. His work history included a stint in the United States as part of an exchange program between the US and the Soviet Union. This provided him access to the potent Cray-1 supercomputer. In 1983, Vladimir delved into modeling the potential outcomes of a nuclear winter, a scenario depicting the catastrophic consequences of global nuclear warfare between superpowers. His grim hypothesis outlined a world plunged into darkness, plummeting temperatures, widespread devastation, and barren landscapes, a theory that remains influential today. However, his sudden disappearance after conceptualizing the theory of nuclear winter raises numerous questions. Speculation abounds regarding the potential motives behind his vanishing act. Some theories suggest Soviet concerns about his growing rapport with American colleagues, while others point to the embarrassment his work may have caused the Soviet Union. Rumors circulate that his use of the supercomputer to illustrate the shocking aftermath of nuclear conflict might have painted a stark and uncomfortable picture for the Soviet regime, prompting them to arrange his disappearance to prevent further damage to their image. Despite the intrigue surrounding Vladimir's disappearance, the truth behind his vanishing remains elusive. All that lingers is the enigmatic departure of a scientist whose groundbreaking theory left an indelible mark on our understanding of the catastrophic potential of nuclear conflict. Number 6. Percy Faucet. Percy Faucet, often likened to the real-life Indiana Jones, remains an enigmatic figure even today, lost to the mysteries of the Amazon jungle in 1925. His disappearance has become the stuff of legend, sparking speculation ranging from encounters with cannibal tribes to being devoured by a colossal anaconda. His story stands as one of the most captivating tales of exploration gone awry in modern history. Faucet's journey commenced in 1906, thrusting him into the uncharted heartlands of Brazil and Bolivia. He encountered perilous moments, narrowly escaping the clutches of deadly vipers and encountering indigenous tribes who had never before laid eyes on a person of European descent. His daring exploits earned him recognition, even a medal from the esteemed Royal Geographical Society in 1912. Notably, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle drew inspiration for his work, The Lost World, from Faucet's adventures. However, Faucet's trajectory transformed from that of a valiant explorer to a determined seeker, driven by an intriguing artifact, a cryptic note left by Portuguese treasure hunters in 1753. The note spoke of a fabled metropolis brimming with golden relics concealed within the jungle. Faucet, referring to it as the lost city of Z, became fixated on uncovering this elusive treasure trove. He led multiple expeditions in the 1920s, each fraught with peril and disease, forcing a retreat from the fever-ridden depths of the jungle. Tragically, his final expedition in 1925, accompanied by his steadfast companion Riley Rimmel and his son Jack, ended in their disappearance. Despite extensive searches and numerous subsequent voyages seeking their remains, including adventurer James Lynch's capture by an Amazonian tribe in 1996, while on a quest for Faucet's remains, the fate of the trio remains an enduring mystery, shrouded in the impenetrable mysteries of the Amazon. Number 7. Dr. Ning Lee. In 1999, the scientific community buzzed with articles hailing the accomplishments of physicist Dr. Ning Lee. Her groundbreaking strides in the study of anti-gravity captivated global attention. Dr. Lee purportedly cracked the code on creating a tangible anti-gravity device a concept previously confined to the realms of science fiction. However, by October of the following year, Dr. Lee vanished without a trace, leaving a void in the scientific landscape. For over 2 decades since her disappearance, no scientist has come close to replicating her feat. Speculation lingers that the powers that be, whoever they might be, suppressed her revolutionary invention. Former associate Jonathan Campbell, a scientist at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, attests to the authenticity of Dr. Lee's device. He clarifies that while it didn't directly manipulate gravity, it generated a gravity-like field with the ability to attract or repel, akin to telekinetic powers or magnets. The potential applications were vast, shielding space stations from meteor impacts and more. Dr. Lee's journey took a turn when she left the University of Alabama in 1999 to establish AC Gravity, backed initially by a sizable grant from the U.S. Department of Defense. Yet, the outcomes of her research remain undisclosed. Her sudden disappearance from public life until her eventual demise in 2021 due to complications from a 2014 car accident, which caused profound brain damage and early-onset Alzheimer's, sparked curiosity and conspiracy theories. Journalist Tim Ventura's attempts to locate her yielded silence, and conflicting reports emerged about her continued work, with alleged moves to China. Her Wikipedia page paints a tragic picture of her final years, adding fuel to suspicions of a covert operation. The story remains shrouded in mystery, evoking intrigue and prompting speculation about a potential clandestine cover-up. Number 8. Louie L Prince. Louie L Prince, a pioneering figure in the early days of cinematography, mysteriously disappeared in 1890, just before presenting his groundbreaking work publicly. Born in France in 1841, L Prince developed an interest in capturing moving images. He made significant advancements in the field of motion picture cameras, creating the first known films using a single-lens camera. In September 1890, L Prince boarded a train from Dijon, France, headed to Paris to showcase his invention to the world. However, he never arrived. His sudden disappearance sparked speculation and theories, ranging from business rivalries to foul play. What followed was a series of puzzling events. His luggage was found at the train station in Dijon, but Louie L Prince was never seen again. Some suggested he may have been a victim of foul play, orchestrated by competitors seeking to claim his inventions. Others believed he may have staged his disappearance due to financial troubles or personal reasons. Regardless, his mysterious vanishing remains an enigma in the history of cinema. Despite his disappearance, Louie L Prince's contributions to the development of motion picture technology are recognized, laying the groundwork for the filmmaking advancements that followed. What hidden factors do you believe might have been involved in the disappearance of these individuals? Please share your thoughts in the comments section.